Hello viewers, welcome back to class. You are welcome to Master Builders Online Academy. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not done so, and ensure you turn on the post notification bell for more exciting videos. Like we explained earlier, this lesson is mainly for objective students in calculus, and as such, we are using shortcuts in every of the problems that we are solving. And anytime shortcuts are used, you need to pay close attention. And that's the reason why we advise that you should not skip any part of this video and ensure that you avoid every unnecessary distraction anytime you are set to watch and to learn new concepts from this platform. And finally, if there be any part in this video you do not understand, after you have watched it for the very first time or you have watched it twice, you stand a chance to replay the video over and over again until you understand the concept that we teach in this lesson. So guys, let's get to work. On the board we have differentiation of function of a function. Here you apply chain rule. Are you there? Now, how do chain rule questions or function of a function comes? Or how do I identify? Now, I explained earlier that the easiest way to identify, the easiest way to solve a problem effectively is to first of all identify the function that is there. Are you there? Now that we are differentiating with respect to x, all that you need to do is to understand the function of x, because every problem that we have here, we are differentiating them with respect to x. So understand that you need to identify the function of x that is given, or the functions of x. Like I said, you can be given one function or multiple functions. Now, in this chain rule, the questions can either come as this first format, where this is n, this form, exponent, this form, or any other form. Now, what is this form? In this form, all that is there is you have a combination of either exponential function and a polynomial function, or trig function and a polynomial function, or logarithmic function and a polynomial function, just a mix-up. But understand that only one function of x exists here. And when you are to solve a problem like this is the formula that dy over dx is equal to dy over du multiplied by du over dx. This dot sign here means multiplication of these two derivatives. Are you there? We are not going to be using the long method. While we are using the shortcut, we are using the shortcut with respect to this model here, this formula. So first, before you get to solving this problem now, understand this formula and let it sink into your mental capacity. Now, if this is understood, on the board we have problem, and we are asked to find dy over dx of the following functions, which is same thing as find y prime, or find f of s prime, or find the first derivative of the following function. So we start with the very first question. And in this very first question, we have that y is equal to x minus 8 raised to the power of 5. In two lines, we will get the answer to this question. So the first thing you do, like I said earlier, is to identify the function of x. Now the function of x here is x minus 8. Now if I remove x minus 8 from here, I will be left with what? Power of 5, which can be u raised to the power of 5. Just listen to this. I want to use this to explain why for other problems we just go direct and get our answer. Okay? First is to identify the function of x. Take it out. That's what we have. Then whatever that is left should be a function of u. That's how you have u, du, du. Okay? Now, if this is understood, the first thing you will do is to differentiate this. When you differentiate this function, the power will come down. Multiply by. Now, differentiate the function of x. When you differentiate x minus 8, you are going to have this as 1. How? When you differentiate x, you have 1. When you differentiate minus 8, you have 0. So, 1 minus 0 is 1. Then multiply by 1. Then multiply by, pull down the question that you were given. X minus 8. 5. Now reduce the power by 1. Hope this is understood. First is to bring down the power. Second, differentiate the function you have inside the bracket, which is the function of x, multiplied by the power, then multiply by the whole question you were given. Now reduce the existing power by 1. If this is understood, then multiply at 5 multiplied by 1, we have 5. Put down your bracket, x minus 8. When you reduce 5 by 1, you have 4. This is the answer to this very question. It's as simple as this. Now, question number 2. We are given that y is equal to 1 plus 6x exponent 10. So we have dy over dx is equal to, the first thing you do, guys, is to put down the power. And what's the power here? The power here is 10. So when we identify the power, then identify the function of x. When you identify the function of x, when you differentiate this, you put down the power, then multiply by, now the function of x here is 1 plus 6x. So when you differentiate 1, you have 0, but when you differentiate 6x, you have 6. And 0 plus 6 is 6, then multiply by 6, then all multiply by what? 1 plus 6x, all raised to the power of 10, and reduce 10 by 1. The same method. First, identify the power. Put down the power. Second, identify the function of x and differentiate it with respect to x. Then finally, put down the whole question you were given and reduce the existing power by 1. Therefore, this would have given us 10 multiplied by 6, we have 60 into 1 plus 6x, all raised to the power of 9. This is the answer to this very question. Now we have question number 3, and we are given that y is equal to exponent 4x plus 7. Guys, this is very simple. This is different from this. This question were all polynomial, but this question number 3 now is exponential function. Now, all you need to do for exponential function, listen carefully, that's why I said here, all you need to do to be able to solve problems on calculus effectively using shortcuts is to identify the function you are dealing with. So now we are dealing with exponential function under chain rule or function of the function. All you need to do, now that we have identified that this is exponential function, now the next is to what? Identify the power of the function. Now, what's the power of this function? The power here is 4x plus 7. Now, when you differentiate 4x, you have 4. When you differentiate 7, which is a constant, you have 0. So, then automatically this will have given us what? 4. Then dy over dx will have given us, put down the function, which is 4 you just have. Then repeat the whole question that you were given. This is the answer to this question. It's as simple as this. So, similarly, if I have that y is equal to e exponent 5x, dy over dx is just differentiate the power of the exponent. When I differentiate 5x, I have 5, put down 5, then repeat the exponential function that you are given. It's as simple as this. So identify the power. All you just do here is to differentiate the power. And you need to multiply the question that you were given. That's all. Now, we have question number 4. And we are asked to differentiate y is equal to sine 7x. Now, this is trig function. For trig function, all you need to do is identify the what? The function of x. Now, the function of x here is 7x. Are you with me? So, differentiate 7x. What do you have? You have 7. Put down the 7. Multiply by. When you differentiate sine, now when you are left with the sine, when you differentiate sine, guys, what do you have? You have cos. Then the angle remains the same, which is 7x. Now, when I multiply this, you have this as 7 cos 7x. This is the answer to this question. Now, guys, with this, if you check the standard table, serial number 18 explains this. Where we have, if you differentiate sine cos ax, or you differentiate sine AX, you have A cos AX. That's exactly what we just have here now. And that question or that standard is under function of a function. Understand principles. You will become a principal. No boundary condition or understand boundary conditions. You will not overstep your boundaries. Now, if this is understood, then we come to the next one, where we have question number 5. We have that y is equal to cos 5x. Cos 5x. Now, dy over dx is equal to what? First is to identify the function of x, which is 5x. Now, differentiate this. When you differentiate 5x, you have 5. Now, put down cos. When you differentiate cos, don't forget that you have negative sine. Then repeat the angle that you are given. That's all. That's it. It's as simple as this. Differentiate the function of x, put down the result. Differentiate the trig, put down the result. Then repeat the given function of x that you are given. It's as simple as that. Then we have question number 7 or question number 6. We are given that y is equal to tan 3x plus 5. Now, dy over dx is equal to, guys, it's still the same thing. All you need to do, this is trig, right? Understand that question 4, 5, and 6, they are all trig. Sine, cos, tan, sec, cosec, cot, and all of them. They are all trig functions. Now we have trig. So what you do in trig is to identify the polynomial functions or the function of x. And now the function of x there is 3x plus 5. So differentiate this function. When you differentiate this will give us 3. And when you differentiate 5, you have 0. So 3 plus 0, we have 3. Then put that 3. When you differentiate tan, guys, what do you have? Anytime you differentiate tan, you have sec squared. Then repeat the given angle. It's as simple as this. Very, very simple. Now we look at question number 7. We are asked to differentiate 3 plus 5x all raised to the power of 4. Alright? Equal to y. Now we therefore have that dy over dx is equal to, what do you do here? In this case, now this is polynomial function, not trig, not exponential. And what do you do in this? First is to identify the power. And what's the power here? 4. Multiply by. Second, identify the function of x and differentiate it. The function of x here is 3 plus 5x squared. When you differentiate 3, you have 0. But when you differentiate 5x squared, you have 10x. And 0 plus 10x, we are going to have this as 10x. Then we multiply this by 10x. Open bracket, repeat the given question, which is 3 plus 5x squared, all raised to the power of 4. Now reduce the power by 1. Are we there? Now, if this is understood, 4 multiplied by 10x, this will have given us 40x into 3 plus 5x squared, or 4 minus 1, we have 3. This is the answer to this very question. For question number 8, we have y is equal to exponent sine x. Have the y over dx is equal to, don't forget, in this case, we always have one function of x. So now, first, I identify that this is exponential function. The next is, what is the power of the exponential function? And that power of exponential function must be a function of x, just as we have it now. This is sine x. Now, differentiate sine x. When we differentiate sine x, we have cos x. Now, multiply by exponential sine x. That's all. All you just do when you are dealing with exponential function is to differentiate the power of the exponential function. Then multiply by the whole question you were given, the whole function that you were given. This is the answer to this question. So there are so many other problems that you can solve other chain rule. In summary, guys, understand that for polynomial function under chain rule, you identify the function of x and equally identify the power of the function. When you identify the function of x, you must differentiate it and multiply the result by the power of the given function. Now reduce the power of the given function by 1. Then when you are dealing with exponential function, all you need to do is to identify the power of the exponential function and differentiate it with respect to x. If the function is a function of x. When you differentiate the function, the power with respect to x, all you need to do, multiply the result you have there by the given function. That's all. Then when you are now dealing with trig function, for instance, sine, cos, or tan, or any of the trig identity, all you need to do is to identify the function of x. When you identify the function of x, differentiate it. Put it down, then differentiate the trig function that you have. If you are given sine, when you differentiate sine, you have cos. And if you are given cos, when you differentiate cos, you have negative sine. And if you are given tan, if you differentiate tan, you have sec squared. Then repeat the given function of x from the question. This is the basis that you need to know under function of a function. And when you understand this principle, guys, you automatically gain mastery over this aspect of differentiation. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not done so, and ensure that you turn on the post notification bell for more exciting videos when we uploaded. Guys, don't forget to share this video, like this video, and make your necessary comments. At the comment section, you can appreciate the values you obtain from this lesson. You can equally ask questions or make suggestions. So see you guys in the next lesson. Kindly check the description below where you will find the link to the next lesson. Love you guys. Thanks for watching.